All right. Sometimes I wish this wasn't actually live. I tested my mic beforehand because I thought I was sounding kind of low on those, but it seems to be okay. So I don't know. Maybe I just had my volume low um, on my mixer or whatever. I think it said it yesterday, but I did order a new mic, so I'll be getting that soon. So hopefully I'll sound a little better because I think I sound pretty tinny through this. But I was thinking about something last night. I was just kind of going through something, and I just thought I would talk about it a little bit today. And, and I like to think through what goes on and why it goes on and all that kind of stuff. And so the unofficial title of today's is that we battle ideas, not people. So last night, um, I was by myself, and you're done with your day. You get done with your day, and you go, and then it's time to go to bed or whatever, and everything shuts down, and then your brain starts. I mean, I don't know. Some guys can like knock out right away. There may be some women like that too, but a lot of women, I know a lot of women, and probably a lot of guys too. About that time of night, that's when it all starts to come. All these crazy thoughts start coming in your head. Thoughts about your day, thoughts about what you have to do, what you didn't do, who you are, like all these kinds of crazy things. The fears happen, all the stuff that in the course of a day, you don't think about because you're busy with work, you're busy with family, you're busy with whatever it is you want to do. At night, when it gets quiet, it's like the mirror comes up and you have to look at yourself. And sometimes the thoughts that come are just crazy. So I know for me, last night, some of the things I was thinking, most of those things that you're thinking in the quiet, they're not even true. Like they never come true. A lot of the fears, a lot of the thoughts. We think people think things about us they really don't. You know, we think things about ourselves that never happen, never. They're just things are not as bad as we think they are, but we think them anyway, and we battle that. It's like we can't even stop them from coming. I don't know what's going on there, but we can't even stop the thoughts from coming, and they just come, and then we're left to deal with them. And a lot of people, what a lot of people will do is, go to the bar after work, or you know, they they deal with it that way. They find a way to intoxicate themselves so they don't have to think about these things. And they just pass out. But if you're not doing that, then there you go. And so I was thinking like these are all ideas, right? They're ideas that we have about ourselves and about our future and about our present. And it's not that anything has really changed. Like nothing changes from when you're busy to when you get quiet. Nothing in your life changes, but your thoughts change. And that's where the fight is. And it's funny because I stay off of a lot of social media. I've had a lot of friends that, I'll put it this way, last election cycle, there was one woman, and I like her, and I really wanted to like her. And what she kept posting, I wasn't liking her. I didn't unfriend her. I didn't unfollow her. I didn't block her. Nothing like that. I just got off Facebook. Because the reality is, for most of the interactions we have, they're good. But it's just, it's these ideas that we put out, and we we don't get a full picture of who a person is. But I was thinking this whole idea thing, like we none of us have enemies in this sense. Like there have been people who were friends in the past and something changed and they became an adversary. Or some of you probably have had this too, where We've had people we just didn't get along with in the past, and then something changed and they became our friend. And it's not really that it was a different person, it wasn't. It was just that there was some idea, just something switched in the brain and went from one to the other. And so a lot of who we are and a lot of our interactions with people, it's really about the ideas that we have and how we can change ideas or how we approach it. And a lot of times when we walk into a situation, the way we're thinking about that is going to determine how it goes. I titled this Fighting Words, you know, because if you watch Hollywood and TV and all that, it's such a lie, because it never happens that person A says these ugly words and person B says these ugly words, and person B's ugly words are so good that it totally does the whole mic drop, shut the conversation down, all done. It doesn't work like that in real life. Fighting ugly things with ugly things only escalates. And unless someone's willing to back down, it just escalates. And I thought about this. There's a phrase, a soft answer turns away wrath. And even with what I was thinking last night, when I realized it, when I turned it around, when I said the complete opposite, it took the power out of it. I was talking to a friend today, and a lot of people, her included, myself included, we have a hard time when people say really good things about us. Like hearing something really nice about us. We don't accept compliments well. And why don't we? Because a lot of times we don't believe them. But like people don't just give, I mean, every so often you get someone who just wants to flatter you, and flattery is a lie. But by and large, if a person gives you a compliment, it's real. But when we have a hard time accepting it, it's because we don't believe it. And so when we don't accept it, we have to ask ourselves, who's deceived, right? Is it the person giving the compliment, or is it us in our own mind, right? Is it the way we're seeing it or the way they're seeing it? And there's a reality somewhere in there, right? They're right or we're right. But who's the deceived person? And we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. So if you're fair, you have to kind of look and think that, maybe it's you, which kind of thought made me think of this. Years ago, Saturday Night Live had a skit, and it was Stuart Smalley. And I meant to look it up before I started talking about this, but I totally forgot. Stuart Smalley would sit in front of a mirror and look at himself and say, like something like, "You are good looking. People like you." And whatever the case may be, I don't even remember what it was. So, those things, those types of statements, which are called affirmations, like it's so corny, right? It's so, but I thought about it, in some ways, when we say those things, hey, those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. Those are words that fight against ideas. Okay, so hello, Benedictus. I just want to say hi, but this stuff has been rolling around in my head all day, so I definitely want to get it out. Um, when we say good things about ourselves to combat the negative things we think about ourselves, like those are fighting words. That's us fighting back against ideas. And I ran across this meme today. Somebody had posted it who's going through a rough time, and it's Muhammad Ali, and which is so appropriate because my grandfather was a boxer, and when I was a little girl we would watch boxing every week. But Muhammad Ali said, "I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was." And it's funny because I look at the people in my life that I really enjoy being around and that I really admire. And one of them is a woman who, when she introduces herself, she says, "I'm the best da 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 at what she does." And I had to do professional photographs for work. I do. Actually, this is a Pilates ball. It's way more fun. um, but my professional photographs, the person I hired said he was the best headshot photographer in New Orleans, and I loved their confidence, right? I I loved it. I loved that they stood up and said that. It is comfortable, actually. I highly recommend a Pilates ball to anyone for gaming. It also strengthens your back. So actually, if I sit in a chair, like tomorrow's Saturday, right? I have a little work that I'm gonna do in the morning, but after that, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day in front of the computer, probably, unless I go to sleep. But no, 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 no. Okay, so if I sit in a chair, my back starts to like I'm too still. I need to move around. And so doing this, like when I so if you see me sitting for a long time, after a while you'll see me start bouncing, and it's because I need to move. A lot of times my back's starting to hurt and I need to move around. So I've had a gaming chair, it broke, but it's also too still. Like I like to move. Um, Although some of them are quite comfortable. You know what I would like? They have those gaming chairs that recline. Unfortunately, I don't see how you would like it would be a very expensive setup unless you had either a laptop or, a really serious type of I don't even know how you'd set it up. Your screen would have to be able to move and all that kind of stuff. Um, so, so that's pretty much what was in my head, quite frankly, is that we fight ideas. And so, here's my tip for the day. Really? Yeah. There are some nice ones. Um, well, what's so nice about it? The chair you plan to buy. Why do you want that one? Um, well, I'm waiting on a response for that. Um, yeah, so tip of the day, the ugly thoughts you have, turn them around. It's it's not weakness to say good things about yourself. Those are fighting words. That's how you fight back against crappy ideas. Um, and then finally, my little asterisk in the small print at the very bottom is a lot of my inspiration for this. Besides the fact that um, last night I was thinking all kind of crazy things, was Ephesians 6:12, which is we don't fight against flesh and blood. You know. Hey, how are you? Welcome. So I was gonna stop this one and then start gaming, but rather than doing that, I may just open up the game and get going. You missed my really inspirational power talk, so I was needing it today, so I thought I'd give it. Well, especially last night. Let's see, my game closed, so let me open it. Why, thank you. Oh man, my game is loud. Let's see. I know why. So where are you from? I'm married. So I guess technically yes. Is that shocking? Let's see. All right, there we go. Ah, gotcha. I understand. Your English is pretty good? Oh, how do you know what my age is? How old do you think I am? Or did Benedict just tell you? He told you, didn't he? You told him my age? You know, that's kind of rude. Okay, but did you tell him my age? Even if you don't know him? All right. Okay. It wouldn't matter if you did. I'm just teasing. I will say this briefly though. I was recording this. I'm gonna stick it up on YouTube, so I'm gonna stop the recording now in game.